Namaste, a hearty welcome to all my beloved friends. How are you, friends? You must be doing well, maintaining the social distance. Okay, we all know that angle in a semicircle is a right angle. Okay, this property is a very well established property. We know this very well. Today I wanted to share one additional information regarding this property. We will do this now. Angle in a semicircle is a right angle. Okay. So the proof I am going to discuss is from the book Elements written by Euclid, which is given in volume number 3 as a proposition number 31. Before I do this, I would like to recall theorem number 12.8 from our Karnataka State Board. Okay. Then after that we will go to the proof from the book Elements. Okay. Theorem number 12.8 states that in a circle, okay, the angle at the center is always double or twice the angle at the circumference, provided they are subtended by the same arc. So look at the figure carefully. So this is the angle BOC at the center, and this is the angle BAC at the circumference. These two angles are subtended by the same arc BC. Therefore, these two angles are equal. So this is theorem number 12.8 as per our textbook. Friends, this has got four important corollaries. Four important results it has. From this we can derive four important corollaries, which I would like to share one by one now. Here we go here. Okay. So the first corollary is this. Look at the figure. So this is a chord BC. This is a major segment. So this is a minor segment. These are the angles at the circumference and they are in one segment only. And the corollary number 1 states that angles in the same segment of a circle are equal. That is, angle BAC is equal to angle BDC. You know, it's all because if you join BO and CO, you will get the angle at the center. Okay, and both of them are half of the same angle, therefore they became equal. This is corollary number 1. Corollary number 2 is this. Here is an angle in a major segment. This is angle in a major segment. And the corollary number 2 states that angle in a major segment is always an acute angle, that means lesser than 90 degrees. So this angle BAC is always less than 90 degrees. It's all because if you join BO and CO, you will see that the angle at the center is less than 180 degrees. Something less than half of that means it has to be an acute angle. Hence corollary number 2. Corollary number 3 is this. Angle in a semicircle is a right angle. Okay, so this angle is an angle in a this is a semicircle. So this is the angle at the center, which is exactly 180 degrees. Half of 180 means 90. Therefore, angle at the center, it has to be a right angle only. And finally, corollary number 4 states that angle in a minor segment is always an obtuse angle. So here is a minor segment. Okay, this is a minor segment and this is the angle in a minor segment, and this has to be an obtuse angle because if you join OB and OC, you will get the reflex angle BOC at the center, which is greater than 180. So something half of that greater than 180 means it has to be greater than 90 degrees. When it is greater than 90 degrees, so it has to be an obtuse angle. So these are the four corollaries, friends, that we can derive it from theorem number 12.2. So the corollary number 3, I would like to discuss the proof which is from the Euclid elements. And he says that, let's go to the next slide please. So here is a circle with center O. So let us write down the data. O is the center of the circle and BC is the diameter. So let us consider an angle in a semicircle like this. So this is angle BAC which is in a semicircle, and we have to show that this angle is 90 degrees. We already proved this, but from Euclid elements there is another excellent proof that we shall try to understand now. So we have to show that angle BAC is 90. The simple construction he has thought about is just join O and A. When you join O and A, see, we got two isosceles triangles. It's all because of these reasons. So let us write down the proof. So in triangle OAB, that is this triangle OAB, we have OA is equal to OB. It's all because radii of the same circle. Observe the figure. OB and OC are equal, OB and OA are equal because they are the radii of the same circle. We know that if two sides of a triangle are equal, then two angles facing them are equal. It's called an isosceles triangle. So let each angle be x degrees. Now observe the figure. So this angle is x and these are the angles facing the equal sides. So let each of these angles be equal to x degrees. Now look at this triangle AOC. So this triangle is also an isosceles triangle because OA is equal to OC. They are also radii of the same circle. When two sides are equal, two angles facing them are equal because isosceles triangle theorem. Let us suppose that each angle is y degrees. So observe the figure. So let this angle be y degrees and this angle is also y degrees. Now you consider the whole triangle ABC. So in triangle ABC, we know that in any triangle, sum of three angles of a triangle is equal to 180 degree. So angle ABC, look at the figure, angle ABC is x degrees plus, what about angle BAC? Look at the figure, angle BAC, it is just the sum of these two angles which is x plus y. So let us write x plus y plus angle ACB means this angle. So this angle is y degrees. So it has to be equal to 180 degrees. So x plus y is equal to 180 degrees. On simplification, we get 2x plus 2y is equal to 180. Now divide throughout by 2. So we get x plus y is equal to 90. Observe the figure, x plus y means this angle, that is angle BAC. So angle BAC has to be equal to 90 degree. So this is the treatment given in volume number 3, proposition number 2, proposition number 31. So hence it is proved like this. So friends, once again namaste and thanks for watching this video.